Sometimes I feel like when people tell you you should go to therapy, they're secretly telling you you should have more money. It's so hard to find a therapist. It's so expensive. A lot of my friends can't afford therapy, so I'm starting a therapy clinic in my apartment for them. Okay, it's too cold. I think it's pretty, but I want to go home. I'm on vacation and the bathroom is the only place with good lighting, so here we go. I felt really excited at first, and I reached out to some therapists I found online. Hey, I'm looking for a therapist who would come to my apartment and do 6 sessions of therapy with my friends for about like $100. Yeah, it would be in my apartment. Yeah, 100 total. No, okay. No, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Nobody was interested, which was really selfish of them. I was feeling pretty depressed, but then I remembered that I can hire somebody off of TaskRabbit or Craigslist, and that's something that I can afford. They wouldn't be trained therapists, legally speaking, but there's so many bad therapists out there, I honestly wonder how much that even matters. First therapist I hired was Veronica. I liked her because she had a motherly vibe, which I hear some people like in a therapist. Since men sometimes have trouble opening up to people they don't know, I wanted to find a celebrity impersonator that they'd be familiar with. Unfortunately, the only one I could find that wasn't the Joker was a Kobe Bryant impersonator who looked close enough. I hired them both and had them come over the next day. When I went to sleep that night, I felt as happy as this little guy, but when I woke up, I felt like this.
She's showing signs of depression. She's not eating very much.
On my therapy practice's grand opening, Veronica didn't show up at all. That meant that everybody was going to be seeing Kobe Bryant, which was a bummer because I had just learned some really bad news. You can't be Kobe Bryant or else we would need to pay the trademark. So you're gonna be Bobby Kyron. You play for the California Los Angeles. Okay. And I learned some other legal news that was an issue. Legally, also, you can't say that you're a therapist. If anybody asks you if you're a therapist, you'll say, No, you're just gonna say, okay, I had some extra time, so I asked Bobby 3 questions I ask everybody else. What's your biggest, fear in life?
And dangerous animals.
The biggest mystery in your life?
Why my dad not stay with me?
Yeah, that's a big mystery. And have you ever been to San Diego?
No.
We had a rocky start. But if they ask if you're a therapist, you have to say, no, you can't say yet.
Kobe Kyron.
With a B.
Ah oui, Bobby.
I transformed my apartment into a therapist's office. Perfect. And then got ready for my friends to arrive. This was a lot of my friends' first time doing therapy. So I decided to not tell them that Bobby was an impersonator because I wanted them to go in with an open mind. And the sessions went like this. Horrible dog.
What's your name?
Bobby.
Bobby? Are you a Laker?
No, I'm Bobby Kyron.
You're the therapist.
Yes.
Close enough. Bobby treated all of the sessions really seriously.
How was your day?
No, we're here for you.
Oh, right.
I do wonder if I'm going to be alone forever.
Do you feel some pressure on you? Do you feel a pressure? I feel you have pressure on you.
Yes.
And way less seriously when patients weren't in the room.
Are you writing these down?
I think I write a lot of things, but I'm doing this.
Do any of those drawings mean anything?
No, nothing. New character from the creator of Rick and Morty.
Bobby did not work well for all of my friends.
He asked me if I had a secret to tell him, and I was like...
Something you can say in anyone? Maybe?
I asked a pretty personal question about my family life.
How do I reconcile my dad's passing away with knowing that it's partly his fault that I can't be in healthy relationships as an adult?
He was like, I think you already know the answer. I don't know the answer. That's why I asked him.
But he worked really well for one.
That my mom was manipulating me a little bit. I mean, a lot. And she never really understood love, and she never understood a healthy relationship. So I learned all of that from her. And when I get into relationships now, I'm like, why do I have such a hard time showing comfort and being okay? And I'm recognizing that a lot of that is attributed to the fact that my mom put me in a place where she thought manipulation was love. So when I think of love, I think of manipulation, and it scares me.
I know the world is hard, but stay focused on your goal and try to be happy. And everybody is different, and I think you can get your.
Thank you.
And at the end, one thing was for certain.
And I felt like he felt that, like, for real. Like, he wasn't, like, that just didn't feel like something that he just, like, said, you know?
And did you know he was a Kobe Bryant impersonator?
No.
It's like, I rock with it. Yeah.
And do you think that's because he's a Kobe Bryant impersonator?
Is that what he is? Wonderful. That explains the basketball. His real name isn't Bobby?
No. How do you feel now?
A Kobe Bryant impersonator, some very personal details about like my marriage and my dad. Not great, Evan. We're gonna have to talk about this.
Seemed immediately, not like I'd met him before, but like weirdly safe.
Did you know that he's a Kobe Bryant impersonator?
I didn't know that.
Do you think this is better than BetterHelp?
Yes, BetterHelp sucks. Terrible experiences on BetterHelp. I would recommend Bobby a million times before. Bobby got my name right. My name's Danny Dunn. A BetterHelp therapist called me Danny Dukakis. I would definitely pay Bobby before I would go back to BetterHelp.
Oh, is this better than BetterHelp?
Yeah, obviously.
Do you guys think that this is better than BetterHelp?
Definitely.
Do you think this is better than BetterHelp?
Oh, easily.
Or would you ever do this instead of a licensed therapist?
No.
Would you go to would you go to him instead of a real therapist?
Yeah, because I feel like we're just pals now.
After the sessions, Bobby and I went to play basketball because I've always been curious about how I would do against an NBA legend. And I started thinking that maybe what I said about therapists, there's so many bad therapists out there, is wrong. I think the question is probably less about good and bad therapists and more about finding the one that works for you. So I guess if somebody doing a thinly veiled impersonation of an NBA superstar works for you, do that. I would give it a try, but I already really like my therapist. And besides, I'm way too busy working on my next video where I'm hiring a TaskRabbit and teaching them my stand-up set to do at different clubs across LA for me. Bye. One last thing. Bobby's actual name is Jean Liu, and how would I describe working with him? Very good. Yeah, I gave him an impossible task, and he took it in stride. Everybody loved working with him. He's so positive, he's so nice, he's like a real light in this world. Working with him is like when you go to see a movie and it was actually as good as the trailer made it out to be. He works as a model, he acts a little bit, and I'm just showing IG photos because I don't know what else to do for this part. I'd totally hire him and pay him tons of money. We did that and it was really, really nice. Oh, and lastly, if you subscribe and like this video, it helps me make more of these. That's it. See ya.